Well, continuing our series with Meet the MDI Teacher, I'm here with Michael Remy, who is the band director, director of musical. Tell me what your title is again.
Instrumental music director.
Okay, and this is your second full year here at MDI High School.
Yeah.
Coming from Alaska.
From Kodiak, Alaska, island to island.
Island to island, and you must love the weather here. I mean, it's going to be. It's probably similar to Alaska a little bit, but not as cold.
It's actually colder.
Is it colder?
Yeah, because of I think the Japanese air current. Kodiak was like 30s and 40s throughout the winter, and here, I mean, last winter
it was horrible.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
But the daylight is a nice change of pace.
Well, this time of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, in Alaska, I have a friend whose son is stationed in Alaska. I think they have like 3 hours of sunlight this time of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's bad that I wake up and it's dark and go to work when it's dark and leave when it's dark. But I mean, they're limited to, it's 21 hours of darkness a day.
Yeah, it's brutal.
It's going to be like heaven here where you've got 8 hours of sunlight. It's like, it's going to be like living in the tropics.
Yeah, definitely.
Comparatively. All right, so you are responsible for the band, the jazz band, the orchestra, the pep band, and then all sorts of things that you teach during the day. Tell us all the classes you teach.
It's pretty cool. Yeah. We have a music tech class where kids compose music on computers. We have a music exploratory class, which is a very random music class. We needed another offering for music class, so we made an announcement and said, anyone interested in a music class, come on down. 13 kids showed up last year, and so we're offering it again this year. Sort of like build your own music class. We have a couple guitar classes, a rock band class, and I think that's it. For the jazz, we have two full-size jazz big bands.
About how many kids in each one?
18.
Wow, okay.
And then 4 jazz combos, which is 4 to 8 kids in each combo.
The orchestra is how many?
Orchestra is 10 this year.
And the pep band?
Well, it depends on what night. The pep band, if every single person was there, the pep band would be 98.
Wow.
But that rarely happens.
And it sounds like 300.
Yeah.
When I try and do a basketball game and the pep bands, I can feel the bass, I can feel the drums, I can feel everything moving on the bleachers. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's nothing like it. When I came for my interview, they played, for the interview process, I had to come and guest teach, which was really cool. That was unusual to me. And the students were all there, and we started off and I had them play, and I don't remember what they played first. It wasn't Jesus Christ Superstar. It was something they were working on, but I almost fell over. Like I'd never heard anything like it. The trumpets and the drums, and it's unusual. It's not It's not your average sort of scene. Exactly. Yeah.
And I mean, when you conduct the pep band, I mean, you are about as animated as I've seen. It's fantastic.
Thank you.
I mean, I mean, it's almost dancing.
Yeah.
as you conduct. Now, what instruments do you play?
I try to learn a new one every year, and I sort of stopped counting a couple years ago. It's in the 30s.
Wow.
But I'm not like excellent at all of these. I studied saxophone in college. I started on piano when I was 3. I play guitar, bass, mandolin, drum set, violin, cello, bass, clarinet. I mean, like,
you play it like
all to a different sort of level.
Right.
Not at a professional level, but
I mean, I grew up playing the tenor saxophone. I lived in Bermuda. The Queen came and we played the Entertainer. I still have nightmares of squeaking when it's like the opening 10th bar is a saxophone solo. And I still I wake up in sweats thinking about the Queen coming and the saxophone squeaking in front of the Queen. I mean, it's terrible. But, I mean, this is amazing to have so many kids involved. I mean, about what percentage of kids at the high school here are involved in the music program?
I have never looked that up. I don't
it's got to be
really
about 30%, 40% when you consider. I mean, if there are 90 kids that are involved just in the pep band,
if you count chorus and everything,
yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I mean, it's almost like a fame type school. I mean, when you consider that.
Yeah, to me, when I first examined this program, it's almost like an arts education sort of school, like a arts academy.
I mean, we're doing this in a little music room that people can practice their piano and their guitar in. I mean, that in itself's amazing with all the soundproofing and everything in here. I mean, the MDI High School's got a lot to offer someone who is musically inclined.
Yeah, we are blessed. We just hosted a conference for arts educators in the state about assessment and grading and all sorts of stuff. And maybe 54 of them were here. And we held the opening reception in the music room. And I was there and I watched as they walked in, and they walked in like this. And I wake up every day and say thank you. Like, it's unbelievable. And it was humbling to watch them react to our facility alone.
Oh, yeah.
With windows in our music room. That's unheard of.
Exactly.
I'm used to a cave.
Yeah, and they really, they've devoted a lot of resources, with the theater and everything that they have here. I mean, it's just incredible.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
What's your favorite part of teaching here?
Oh, the kids, without a doubt. Regardless of resources, these are some of the most wonderful people I've ever met in my life. And it's really like just a big family where everyone seems to get along, even though they're quirky and strange and weird. And I'm kind of like the crazy uncle, I guess.
Musicians are a little bit on the quirky side and the weird side.
But yeah, I don't know. Coming to work is almost like going home in a sort of a strange way. I don't even like to use the word work because it doesn't feel like work.
Well, you and I were talking about this time of the year, and as part of your work, I mean, you were here yesterday, you said, with jazz at 6:30 in the morning, and then you were having another jazz group meeting, and you left the building at 7:30 last night. I know come basketball season, with a pep band, you could be here till 9:30 at night. I mean, so when you start 6:30 to 9:30, they're getting their hours out of you.
Yeah.
I mean, and you've taken the pep band to a whole new level. I mean, before the pep band might leave it after they're done at halftime, you guys are there till the end. And you played at football. You even played at soccer this year.
Yeah.
It's amazing the level that brings when the pep band is playing at the football game. Or, I know I was amazed when you were playing at the soccer game and what that brought to the athletes and the participation out there. It's really, you're like either the sixth man on the floor of the basketball, the 12th man on the field in football and in soccer. It really is an intangible that the kids here are very lucky to have the band there. And I know it's when you go to the auditorium, people are like, tell me the MDI band's going to be there.
Yeah.
It's
that
amazing.
The last game, the state game
against Lake Region.
I still can't believe this happened. We walked through the door. We were late because of the weather. And we walked through the door and we got a standing ovation from the MDI side.
Well, that's because everybody was listening to Wobble, Wobble, Wobble from the lake. And everybody kept coming up to me saying, please, God, tell me that the MDI band is on their way, right? The MDI band's coming, right?
Yeah.
And because they were... I never, as I said on the radio that afternoon or that night, I said, you can tell we are not, that this is a Western Southern Maine team, because you would never, ever, ever hear Wobble, Wobble, Wobble in Bernard Parody Gymnasium. People were just going, please, Chris, tell me the MDI band. And I was like, yes, they're coming. Yes, they're coming. They're delayed. But for people, that's just part of the tournament when they hear the MDI band beating on the drums and everything. And you've kept that tradition going.
Yeah, it's it's a fascinating tradition that dates back a very long time. And it's kind of fun to watch how it has evolved, because it's not like if you would find videos of the early MDI band under Dick Ordway or George Hines, it's changed. Even though we're doing a lot of the same stuff, the way that Jesus Christ Superstar sounds now compared to the way it sounded 25 years ago, it's different. It's evolved, and it's interesting.
Well, and the neat thing too is that you're bringing back alumni. You've got an alumni night planned for the pep band.
Yeah.
And I think that's relatively new, isn't it? Trying to bring back alumni into the band.
We started that last year, and we decided, we came up with the idea about a week before the game. So it was pretty nicely attended, actually, all things considered. But this year we're really pushing the date, and I've already heard from a lot of alumni.
And what's the date? I know, unfortunately, I won't be there because it's when they play Old Town the second time, I think, and the boys are up in Old Town, or the girls are up in Old Town, and the boys are here. So I'm going to Old Town that night. So, but we'll put it on the website with the story.
It's that first week back. January 8th maybe, or somewhere in there.
Right around there.
It was the Ellsworth game, and then they rescheduled the games. That would have been exciting.
Amazing. That would have been. So, what do you do during the summer?
I don't teach. And that's a line. That's why part of the reason, I mean, the reason I can give so much time to school is, like I said, it's like a family, and I really love it. But also, like, I can push myself to the absolute limit throughout the school year, knowing that I don't work in the summer. I won't do part-time jobs. I'll play a few gigs here and there, but I don't do anything. So I hang out at home. I read. I like to go on road trips and travel. And
where do you, I mean, you've been to Alaska. Where else? Some of the other cool places that you've been to?
I've been to all the states but 5.
Which 5 haven't you been to?
Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Florida, and Alabama. And I want to get those this summer. That shouldn't be too hard.
No, I would think going to Florida would be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
And then kind of work your way. So they're all kind of right there in that southeast, southwest, or south central, I guess. I'm going to show them my geography. Yeah, southeast, south central. So you've been to all 50 states then? Yeah,
and I love to drive around. I have this tiny little car, and I like to crank my tunes and just... I lived in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, my first year teaching, and I had intended to get to Florida, and I kept going farther and farther south, and the farthest I made it was to Savannah. But
all right, what do you like to do? I mean, I know you don't have a lot of spare time in the school year. Do you watch TV? You like to read? What do you?
I like to read. I don't have TV. I haven't had TV since I was 18. I read a lot. I play a lot of music. It's kind of lame. Like, it's not lame, but I mean, I teach all day. I do music all day. I've always said that I feel like my personal life and my professional life blend together very nicely.
Oh, yeah.
It sort of never stops. And because I'm always pushing myself musically, I think that it brings something different to teaching.
So this year, you say you like to learn a new instrument. What are you learning this year?
The double bass, upright bass. I've been playing the electric bass since I was a freshman in high school. And just recently I ordered a custom-made upright bass from Nashville, and it gets here on Saturday.
Oh my God.
I'm excited, and also broke.
Just the transportation of it's going to be huge. So, I mean, you can empathize with kids, and maybe not, when they say, well, I didn't practice my instrument last night. I mean, you... Absolutely.
Learning a new instrument every year not only pushes me, but helps me remember what it's like to be in the beginning process. And I think I've talked to a lot of my friends that teach music who are also... I went to a conservatory music and got maybe a somewhat different level of training than maybe an average music educator, because I was pushed as a performer. It's easy to forget what it's like not to know.
Yeah.
And so by learning a new instrument every year, I can remember, like, oh, this is hard, this is frustrating, this stinks. And sometimes I'm learning right along. Like there's this kid named Will Miller who's playing the bass, and I've been pushing him because I'm learning it too. So we'll pass it back and forth and show each other what we know, and we're kind of like competitive. It's fun.
Well, that's that's awesome, just to be able to do that and to be able to self-teach. Now, you say you give lessons a little bit. during the school year, or you're teaching a guitar class?
I do a guitar class, but I'm here every day after school. If a kid wants to learn, like I say, grab me for a lesson, and I'll just shoot off into one of these rooms and work with them.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What's the one thing nobody knows about you that you're willing to tell everybody right now?
I've never lost a game of Monopoly.
Really?
Ever. I'm unbelievable.
What's the trick to winning all the time besides cheating? I mean,
not cheating. It's all about the negotiations. And for whatever reason, I'm really, really good at the negotiations.
So there's a budding real estate career in you after you're done teaching.
Maybe.
What little, does it matter whether you're the race car or the dog or the hat? What are you?
I was always the race car, and then now they make a Monopoly that comes with a little cat.
So you like the cat?
I like the cat.
Okay. Do you have a pet?
No.
Okay. I guess, all right, well, the camera's yours. What do you want to tell budding musicians or people coming here or the people watching the video?
I don't know. Always save room for music in your lives, no matter what your age is. And always push yourself to find new things and to explore all the different possible realms of what music has to offer. I think it offers something special and unique to each of us.
All right, the last thing, what do you like to listen to? I mean, what's your favorite, I guess, genre or modern musical group that you like to listen to?
I'll start by saying the most cliche thing I can say, in that I listen to everything, but I genuinely mean that. I have an album of the week thing that I have with a couple of my friends from conservatory, and we take turns picking an album each week and upload it and share our thoughts about the album throughout the week, and we listen intensively. And that's sort of changed the way I listen to music, because these guys are picking albums that I would never listen to, and then I'm listening to them 25, 30 times in a week. So, like right now, on the way to work this morning, I was listening to a Randy Newman album called 12 Songs, and it's pretty good. I had picked a Randy Newman album months ago called Good Old Boys, which is, he's doing it, it's a satire on like a Southerner, you know, in the 50s or something. It's pretty rough, but it's a good album, and so I picked this album as a follow-up to that. I wouldn't say that's the thing that's the best to me. Right. It's an okay album, but that's what I'm listening to right now. It's hard to say what is all-time best, because I'm just cycling so much in and out.
I imagine you must be listening all the time to either radio or CDs or whatever.
Yeah. I think that listening is almost, if not just as important as practicing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's this week meeting the MDI teacher, Michael Remy. And thank you for watching it. I hope you'll watch some of the other videos we've got loaded on our YouTube channel, and I invite you to subscribe so that way every time we load a video, you'll be notified.